This week on Maker Update, dueling wands, robots without the wiggle, chirp, scratch, a marquee sign for your room, homeschool Imagineering, hacking heat shrink, and finishing with graphite. Hey, I'm Donald Bell, and I'm back again with another Maker Update. I hope at this point you're already overloaded with fantastic project ideas, but just in case, I've got a few more here for you, plus a bunch of great tips. So let's get started with the project of the week. Wormy from Sudomod has this outstanding guide on how to make a pair of dueling Harry Potter wands. These were custom made for a Harry Potter themed quiz show. The client wanted something that could act as a buzzer system so that contestants could buzz in with an answer. Instead, they got these motion activated wands that wirelessly trigger an LED animation and sound effects. There's also a separate remote that the show host uses to mark answers as correct or incorrect, pause the game, or ready the wands for a new question. The project uses a lot of Adafruit boards, including an Itsy Bitsy M0 Express, Feather M0 Express, Feather 32U4, and an Adafruit Audio Effects soundboard, all programmed with Arduino. On top of that, there's also a few accelerometers and radio modules, the addressable LED strip, and rechargeable batteries. As you can see, there's also a fair amount of 3D printing for the wands and enclosures. The wand design is especially cool with a removable core that houses the battery and components. It's a really inspiring build, not cheap, but maybe if you have a workplace Halloween party and a budget to work with to make it something special, this could be just the thing. Or maybe you swallow the cost and rent it out for Harry Potter themed birthday parties. Either way, you're gonna blow some minds. You can find the code, schematics, and bill of materials on sudomod.com. No STL files, but shoot him a message and maybe he can help you out. Now for some news, Disney Research has a new video and academic paper out showing off how they're able to model, analyze, and limit unintentional vibrations in lightweight animatronic robotics. There are some incredible examples of these wireframe robots that at first jiggle all over the place from their own momentum, and then they have their motor control optimized for smooth, natural movement. The trick is that through accurate modeling, they're able to predict the unwanted wobbling and preemptively compensate for it just by adjusting the acceleration and deceleration curve of the motor control in very small, precise amounts. It's incredible. Arduino announced that their Nano 33 BLE Sense board will be their first board capable of both sending and receiving chirp-encoded audio signals. This is part of a new partnership and SDK with Chirp, a technology that allows for machine-to-machine communication using an audio signal. No internet connection required. It kind of sounds like R2-D2. We also learned that the new version of the Raspbian OS for Raspberry Pi called Buster now supports an offline desktop version of the Scratch 3 coding software. If you're involved in STEM education of any kind or beginner coding classes, you're probably familiar with Scratch. One thing that I think is new, or at least new to me, are these little Scratch blocks made for the Pi that let you easily connect and control signals on the GPIO pins. From the looks of it, you get some really useful Arduino-like interactions that you can explore. One more project I want to share with you over on the I Like to Make Stuff channel. Bob Clagett shows step-by-step how he made this wall-hanging, light-up movie marquee for his daughter's room. The video is sponsored by Marvel Studios, but I can't even hate on it because the project is so darn good. It's woodworking, acrylic, vinyl cutting, electrical, detailing. There's a lot to it, and the payoff is great. No spoilers. A bunch of tips this week. If that Disney research piece got your heart racing, check out the new Khan Academy series done in partnership with Disney called Imagineering in a Box. It's an incredible and completely free series of videos and exercises that reveal all kinds of thinking and storytelling and design methods that go into a Disney-style ride. It's not kid stuff, and to me, I think it applies to anything from escape room design, video game design, haunted house design, or any kind of visual storytelling. On the Cool Tools channel, I've got a new video up talking with Make Magazine's Caleb Kraft. Caleb and I talk about his most recent hobby, engraving. We talk about the kind of pneumatic engraver he uses and the super cool ball vise that he uses to fixture and rotate his work. Gareth Brandwin's latest tips, tools, and Shop Tales newsletter covers working with gum-backed craft tape, spray mounting wood to cardboard to help hold CNC router projects, and putting Vaseline on the tip of your CA glue bottles to keep them from crusting up. Bob Clagett shows off some of the various ways you can use 1, 2, 3 blocks These are inexpensive metal blocks used by machinists with perfectly squared corners that measure 1 inch by 2 inches by 3 inches. Adafruit has a look at some of the custom badges of DEF CON 27, but if you're interested to learn more about DEF CON badges, through Hackaday I learned about an ongoing badge life tracker spreadsheet by Martin Lebel that has been collecting information on all the badges. Chuck Hellebuck has a design posted on Thingiverse for a 3D printed coupler that connects 2 Harbor Freight clamps together to form a larger clamp. His video also shows off how he designed it quickly in Tinkercad. In a series of videos from Voltlog, you can learn how to easily bypass the mechanical DRM on an entry-level $20 Brother label maker so that it can print on heat shrink tubing. It's usually a feature reserved for much more expensive models, but apparently you can get it working just by taping over a hole on the cartridge. And I found 2 different posts this week, one by Graphit and one by Core Geek Creations, showing how to finish black glossy paint with fine graphite powder to create a polished metal look that won't rub off. It looks super nice and a great idea to try out on any kind of cosplay project. For this week's DigiKey Spotlight, check out a new video they have up covering the basics of circuit breakers. You're probably used to seeing these on your house, but there are plenty of applications where you may want to use one to protect your project. The video goes over various types of circuit breakers, and it's really cool how they show a cross-section of each design to illustrate what's going on. It's a 4-minute video that will just make you a little smarter. And that does it for this week's show. Be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, or leave a thumbs up. Those thumbs matter, all right? So leave one there. You can get on the Maker Update email newsletter to get show notes emailed out to you automatically each week so you don't miss an episode. A big thanks to my patrons on Patreon and to DigiKey Electronics for making this show possible. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.